She is power. She is love. She is hope. She inspires. She is many journeys in one lifetime. She is the people, an individual, a never-ending story of the beauty of possibility.
I nearly didn't get into medical school, I put it that way. I got rejected from a couple of medical schools.
I was a treasury officer, went through the ranks in treasury.
You find the whole reverend thing geared towards the male.
So I had to learn now how to find my voice. I think the other thing for me would be hard work and continuous self-improvement.
My faith is everything.
Be a part of She Inspires this and every Wednesday on the I Am Drive on Sunny 88.7 FM, 8:30 AM and live on Facebook same time. Also join in on Sunny TV every Wednesday at 8:30 PM. She Inspires is proudly brought to you by She Inspires.
With Africa being a world leader when it comes to female entrepreneurship, African women are fundamental key drivers when it comes to sustainable economic growth. My guest on She Inspires is one of such female entrepreneurs who's making positive strides in Ghana. After 2 failures in her shot at becoming a chartered accountant, what started as a passion has now grown to become a thriving business. My guest on She Inspires is Charity Adupong, CEO of Meannan Foods. I am Jennifer Jessica Danquah, and She Inspires is proudly brought to you by Duffy's Health and Beauty, Ajeli Jewelry and Accessories, Habian's Glam for my makeup, and also 1610 Fashion for my lovely outfit. Thank you all for joining us on She Inspires. Charity, thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming all the way.
It's our pleasure. But I want you to take me back to when you entered the Den Tema branch at Tema ShopRite branch, and you saw an item, and you gathered some courage. Wherever it came from, I'm sure you tell me as a response to my question. Walked into a manager's office and says, I could do better than this. Can you take us back to that?
Okay, so it's all boils down to the fact that I am not happy about the way our local markets are structured, especially how food is displayed, how food is stored. That's one thing I've taken upon myself as a businesswoman, and I'm trying to help out in my little way that I can. But I really found it difficult to buy certain things from the market. So I would rather buy a packaged one, and as a student and a worker at the same time at that time, save some time so I can study. So I was going to buy agushi and beans, and I saw it and I thought, okay, I think it's a good product. At least part of the work has been done on it, but the packaging was bad. My natural self liking nice things, I thought that if a shop like this has something like, then it should really look good to fit this shop. So I said, okay, I think I can do better than what we have here. So I asked one of the sales guys in the house, where's your manager? He said he's somewhere down there in the office. Okay, can you take me to him? I think his initial instinct was, hey, she has a complaint or something. I said, no, I think I want to tell him something. So he took me there, and I don't know what actually pushed me there, but I just love to try. If you say yes, I go on. If you say no, it's most of the time you get a lot of no's before you get a yes. So you just have to try. So I walked there. I said, I can give you a better option. I was very tiny then. I think he sized me up a little and said in his head that, oh, shemoche. And
were you afraid? Were you hesitant? Were you like, how do I say this? Or you just went and said it?
I was looking for something to support myself as a just finished national service person. My salary was very small. I think I hadn't even finished national service. Yeah. So it was just a small allowance, and loving all the things I love. I love shoes. I love to dress. So I needed a little bit more to take care of those needs. And so I was looking around to find something to do. And that just came up, and I
So
thought
he
I
just
should
said,
try.
go for it?
No, he was like, cough sample bre. He was a pure fancy man.
And you're fancy as well?
Yeah, so when he spoke fancy, then the ice was broken. And I said, okay, no, I'll come back later. So I went, did the samples, and then I came back in about 2 weeks or so. And he said, oh, in fact, I feel you can do better. Why not I felt I'm okay. So actually, he wasn't the one to make the decision. So he took me to the country manager then, and we took it off from there.
So would you say that was the start of Meannan Foods?
Yes, it was actually the start. In my mind, I was going to supply something to them. They'll pay me something small. I'll put it in my account and go. But when he took me to the country manager, he said to me, I think he was also a little bit shocked because those who had started were not consistent. His problem was that when people start to give them orders, sometimes they don't come, or it takes a long time for them to come. And so being a young girl like that, he didn't see how I was going to manage things better than the older women. So he asked me, how old are you? And I said, I'm 23. And then he said, hey, I wish I had a business when I was 23. By now I would have been a millionaire. And then he said again, I'll make you a millionaire.
Wow.
That really got to me. I mean, that was it for me. Because it was just something to support myself. But if it is something that's going to pay from where he sits, if he could see that this could make me a millionaire, then that was it for me.
You saw something
yes.
great coming
So
up.
he actually held my hand and said, you are going to take it like this. If you have a boyfriend, when you go home, tell him that I'll be calling you at odd hours. I don't want anything from you in that department, but I'm going to help you do this. So,
And did you have a boyfriend at that time?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How did he take the news?
Oh, I didn't even tell him. I didn't tell him, and if he was not going to be able to handle it, and that was it for me, because becoming a millionaire was something big for me. I had read Donald Trump's something 101, yeah, and I've read many other books. I think at 18, my stepfather gave me a book, or 17, that changed my life forever. It was Og Mandingo's Read and Grow Rich. So that really changed how I think, how I see things. So if that wasn't going to work for him, then it was going to be a cut-off. I was going to cut him off.
Like me, you've been wondering Meannan Foods. Tell us about the name Meannan Foods.
Okay.
Am I even pronouncing it right?
Yeah, you're pronouncing perfectly.
Okay.
Yes, so it is Meannan. If you can't really I borrowed Adupong from my husband, but my maiden name is Charity Mami Ikua Anan. Yeah, and I think the first time I walked into the country manager of ShopRite's office, he asked me, what's your company name? I didn't know. So when he said I had to go and register, I just got up and went there. In fact, I was so excited that I was going to have a business. And when I got there, the guy to ask, what's the business name? I said, oh, I don't have one. Okay. So he suggested that we should use my name.
Okay.
So we tried a few things. He started with C and added Annan, and he came Canaan. And I said, this is not doing it for me.
It's not working.
Yeah, even though I'm a pastor's daughter, no, Canaan, no. So we went on, and then he asked for my local name, like, if you are home, how do they call? I said, I'm called Mami Ikua, but I'm a fancy, so my Ikua starts with E. So he put M, put E, and then added the Annan again. But I told him that the Annan has to be somewhere. That is a small tribute to my father. I didn't see much of him. Okay. I was just 7 when I lost my father. So, yeah. And we put it together. And so I said, how am I going to say that? I said, Meannan. So, that sounds exotic. It's unique. There is nothing like Meannan. Nobody is Meannan. So I think that when I started the business, up to a point, my charity got lost. Nobody was calling me Charity again. They were calling me Meannan. And people asked me, are you an Indian or do you have an Indian trace? I said, no.
So it's social media, you're Meannan Foods.
Yes.
Meannan
so
Foods.
if you can't get it right, just say me Annan, me, and then you add Kofi Annan's Annan. And then
you're good to go.
Yeah.
So run us through what we have
here. Okay, so we have a range of spices that consists of garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper powder, and ginger powder. We also have a complete spice. It's an all-purpose spice. It has cloves, aniseed, star aniseed, ginger, onion, garlic. I think we didn't bring that here. So that's our range of spices. We also have suya spice, a very tasty one. And then we have a range of soya-based morning porridges and cereals. That is to support mothers to make a very healthy choice, because malnutrition is killing a lot of our young ones before they even make it up there. So that's just to support them make a healthy choice, a very affordable one too. For their children. So we have the Tom Brown, we have 4 different kinds. We have wheat, millet, corn, and fonio. And then we have the Ekwek Baby. And we have oils as well. We have the most tastiest and most aromatic
palm oil
Zome in town.
So the next time you go shopping, you want to look out for.
And then we have a range of nuts for snacking. We have cashews, almonds, peanuts. I think the peanuts is here. Yeah, peanuts and all of that. So that's just about Meannan.
This is She Inspires, and we are with Charity Adupong, CEO of Meannan Foods. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Me broni. Na de na wanu me drama na che wa no pe wa nom okọ. Me so ya no pe bia. Ansana me ko me nyuma so no. Me nya de pe bi. Let me share it with you. Daffy's Ohima feminine mixture. Eye me secret ba ko pa aboa me. Boso me bia, me menses e bakama. Abra menti ya obia. E flow mami. Me wo ye chi no. Na me menses no e ma ye. Me sha ase no Daffy's Ohima feminine mixture no. E ba nkasa with no pain. So Daffy's Ohima feminine mixture. The best yes.
Open did to Duffy's Health and Beauty ewo East Legon American House Kumasen so ye Bank Tech Hospital enye map him for Sankratwe FDA ahwehwe mu agye atum se eye.
Thank you for staying with us on She Inspires. We are with our guest CEO of Meannan Foods, Charity Adupong. She Inspires is proudly brought to you by Duffy's Health and Beauty, JJD Jewelry and Accessory. Thank you for my lovely accessories. Also, Habian's Glam for the makeup, and 1610 Fashion for my lovely outfits. You are nicely decorated with awards. How do you feel about all the awards you've won? Sometimes I wonder, for people like you, does it kind of come with a huge sense of responsibility?
Yes, it does. It does. It's like a musician who has had a huge hit, a big hit. People expect that when you come out again, you come out with a banger.
Better.
Yeah. So you have to keep at it every day, not to disappoint those who look up to you, not really competing or anything, but the people who look up to you, the people who actually found you worthy of giving you the award. You have to, put them on the map, because every award that has been given to you is to put you on a map. And what you give back to whoever awarded you is to also put them on the map. So when you talk about, say, oh, I won Gwen Global Women Entrepreneurship and Inventors Award, like you are here today, I'm talking about, I'm also putting them on the map. I won 40 under 40 award for the Agribusiness of the Year. I've won Agribusiness of the Year, Most Diversified Processor of the Year. I've won Farmers Day, Processor of the Year before. It's all putting it on the map. Whoever is watching, we are in a global world.
We are.
Whoever is watching from wherever you are also putting those people on a map. So it actually puts a huge responsibility on your shoulders not to disappoint yourself, disappoint those who look up to you, and disappoint those who believe in you. There are two people you need in running a business or growing. The people who say no to you, who say you can't, and the people who say you can. There are two types of people. I'm at the other side of when you tell me I can't, it gives me more energy to prove you wrong. But there are people that when you tell them you can't, it suppresses them. Those people need more of you can go on. Yes, you can. Keep going. And I'm there for such people. Say, okay, I did it. I started from here, from nothing to this. Keep going, you will make it. If I've been here, it means that you can also get there. So it actually puts a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, but it's also a feel-good factor for you.
At that day, you're like, I did it.
Yes, because like when I won the Global Women event, when I got there, I knew I was going to win that. But there was a second one which I didn't know of, and we had to be interviewed, face a whole panel of professors.
Wow!
To actually prove what you said you have done on paper, and the questions were coming from all over. So I got a bit jittery, but it's my stuff. I know it off my fingertips. So I said what I knew about it, and all of a sudden they said, this award now goes to Charity again. Wow. It gives you that, oh my God, I did it.
You did it. Let's talk about education. Yeah. Would you say that it's a critical factor for any female entrepreneur who wants to be productive and successful, wants their business to thrive?
A little bit of it. It's very important.
Okay.
Not a lot of it. A little bit of it. Because how you present yourself is how people will treat you. How you dress is how you be addressed. How you speak is how people will speak back to you. All of that is learned. So a little bit of education, if you can read and write. If you cannot read and write, then you can't do what I'm doing. A little bit of it is important. You don't have to have plenty education. I just finished a polytechnic. I was trying to be a chartered accountant. I couldn't go through the whole process and I stopped on the way. But I'm here now. I can employ a chartered accountant to be my accountant for me. So you don't need all of the certificates
before you start.
A little bit of it where you can read and write, that you can go to Google. Now information is so available. You can go and read and understand. That is the most important. You don't need a lot of education. You need a little bit of it to help you to go on.
Well, you were cited in an Imani policy dialogue about how COVID had negatively affected some parts of your business. You were doing exports, like 25 to 30% exports. But then when COVID hit, it caused you to start looking internally, locally, to see what more could be done. When you got that eureka moment, how has that panned out since COVID hit?
It's been fantastic.
Tell us more about that.
That year, my board had given me a certain threshold, a certain mark to reach that year. They said I had to do almost 10 million Ghana cedis. And we were somewhere down there. So I had to do something. I couldn't just say, oh, COVID came, it was Corona, we couldn't do this and do that. No. That's not me. When you put a challenge to me, it actually challenges me. So I started looking around to see what I could do since exports are not going to. So I introduced new products. I also went back for certain products that I had done that I had stopped. Because those products in my mind were products that were for the local market, the local demand. Yes.
What were some of those products?
Like pancakes, like I have the product called Ghana pancake, like pancake, like shito. I did shito way back, but I brought it back again. So I went back and I said, okay, let me push all of this onto the market. And surprisingly, I sold a lot more on Facebook.
Really?
Directly to consumers than I had ever done.
During the COVID?
During the COVID season. So I realized that there is a lot more people need from us here. The kind of things people, because we are all becoming very sophisticated.
Very much.
Women are spending more time in the office than in the home. So everybody needs things, half processed, and then they just carry along and go. So it's not now that he's going to measure nutmeg and baking powder and make pancake.
My daughter's been asking me for pancake for weeks.
Her children laughs. I'll do the work for you, and then just add your eggs and whisk it away and let's fry for the children and become a super mom. Children love it. Mommy made pancake. Meanwhile, you didn't know you got the hard work.
Mommy got help from Meannan.
Yes. So that is why I'm here. I'm here to make life very easy for mothers, especially who are looking to feed their family very healthy food, and also that comes at a very convenient.
So in rising up to the challenge from the start of the pandemic, you saw sales shoot up for stuff that you had even stopped producing, which you brought back, which
exactly.
I think is very encouraging. I think it's just lighting up a bulb in someone's mind right now, because sometimes we end up making so many excuses when challenges hit, and you are someone who just sailed through.
That day when I was going, I told my husband that things have been difficult. There are a whole lot of things and COVID, but I really would love to focus my attention on the fact that there was a silver lining in all of this. So I realized that most of my panelists were talking about how it has affected them, how things are difficult with the FDA, how we're all going through it. But there was still something positive about the whole situation, and that was why I went there. I wanted people to realize that in all of this there is something good happening. People were making money in COVID, so why complain? I parked my Mercedes and I was driving the company van, picking up my employees to come to work. I made place available for some people to sleep here so we can come to work and work together. So when the tough time, it takes tough decisions to face tough times.
Are there some female entrepreneurs you look up to yourself?
Oh, plenty.
Can you mention one or two names?
A lot of them. Some are even, I would say, behind me. Some are ahead of me. I look up to my friend like Israela. She's the CEO of MGL Naturals. She's a tough-skinned woman. Sometimes I ask her, how are you able to make these decisions in the spur of the moment? And she's very positive about a lot of things. I look up to some are not entrepreneurs, but there are a whole lot of things that come together to make you who you are. There are people who speak very well, like Mrs. Truba, yeah. Like this other lady, JJD Jennifer. Exactly. People who speak well, people who dress well, people who present themselves in ways that make them who they are. I look up to my mom. My mom is also an entrepreneur. What I learned from my mom is paying my employees on time. Okay, that has really helped me. During COVID, we had very serious issues. At some point, I couldn't pay. When I called them and I said, "Oh, we won't be able to pay this time, but we'll pay you," it was, "Oh, at some way the ABC had that." So it was they themselves telling the others, especially the new ones, that
that's not how it's
in our 10 years of being here, 7 years of being here, this has never happened before. So be rest assured that it will come. My mother used to pay her employees by 24th, 25th. So these are all people I look up to and draw inspiration from.
Let's talk about your faith. You're a tough woman.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm listening to how all this has started off with the pandemic hitting, you facing the challenge headstrong and still making it through those times. Would you say your faith has been a bedrock throughout your journey?
Definitely. Most definitely. I say all the time that the things I did not struggle for, all the things I got a call that, oh, Charity, this and that and that, I first did it on my knees. I first did it on my knees. But most of the time when I'm driving, my praises are always going up. I'm singing. I love to sing, even though I don't have a very good voice. I love to sing. Every time when I'm home, my kids love, why are you always singing about this and that and that? Sometimes they'll say something and a song will just drop out of that. Then I'll start singing. Hey, mommy, you're always singing from our words. You know, it is my way of saying thank you to God for all the good things He puts in my way. And I believe that there is a God. I believe that somebody created me. And I believe that He knows where He's taking me. He knows my capabilities and wherever I'm going. So if He knows, why not trust everything into His hands? I'm learning the hard way, especially from my husband, to understand that everything happens for a reason. So whether good or bad, I learn to give thanks. So God has been good to me.
He's been good.
And I believe that His strength is always perfect in my weakness.
Definitely. Charity, when you're not thinking about Meannan foods, trying to call shots, when you're not being a mother, when you don't have to be a wife, I mean, you're cooling off, what do you do to relax? You don't have a good time?
Oh, I love to argue. My mom still calls me her lawyer. I love to pick people's mind on so many things. So Facebook is my venting place. Sometimes I go to comment controversially on something and then it becomes an argument down. I enjoy that.
That's relaxing and exciting
it's
for
very,
you.
very relaxing. Sometimes people take it personal, you know, emotions come in and beliefs are strong.
Yeah.
When somebody believes something, there is no argument about it. So when you start from there, then you start to pick their arguments and energies and all of that. So I enjoy that a lot.
But the first person I'm hearing talking about arguing, relaxing her. But
yeah,
maybe I'll try it. I'll try it and see. Maybe I'll get some few tips.
As in yelling and speaking over each of yourselves,
but having a dialogue, you know.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it is okay for me to have a different opinion.
Okay.
It is very okay for me, but that won't always also make me relax on my own beliefs, because whatever I believe in, I believe works for me. So I have a lot of Facebook friends who are atheists, and they will go on like that, and I will still put it in their way that because of this and that and that, I believe that there is a God. I like doing that. It's really, I enjoy it. I love to play tennis.
You do? Can I join you one of these days?
Oh yeah, sure. Even today I'll go and play.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, I love to play tennis, and I love to play with my boys.
I have how many children?
3 boys.
3 boys.
And they ask 1,000 questions a day. So what I love to get interested in what they do. So I play with them. When you come and see me jumping in the trampoline, you'll be surprised. That is when they tell you things that they won't think about. It comes
just comes
unconsciously. It just comes out like that. So that is how I learn what they love, what they don't like, so that I can be able to coach them in those areas.
So finally, Charity, for any young woman listening to us who's been cooking up an idea of starting a business, maybe one who has already started facing challenges, what would you be that one advice that you would not hold back on giving them finally?
I would say they should start small.
Start small. Okay.
If you are lucky that, okay, there's a family business or mommy or daddy left you a business and you are going into it, if they force you to be the CEO and you think you cannot, tell them to get a CEO and underlearn them. But if you are starting, then please start small. See, there are lots of things that happen in business that even if you stand on the mountain, you cannot see. Things can go wrong anytime. You need to build up yourself. I call it building the shocks. Build your shocks to be able to withstand those moments. And you cannot find it in when you have done it big. In the beginning of my business, it was just me. I worked in it before I worked myself out of it. If today 2 or 3 people decide that they won't come to work, I can do anything that goes on here. Start small and make your own mistakes and correct them. Where you think that the mistakes will be grave, it may really affect you, ask questions, ask people for help, read. Oh my God, I forgot that. If I had the opportunity to tell anybody something, it would be read, and read again. These days, information is so easy to find. Google is my best friend when I want to bring a new product. There are a whole lot of people doing YouTube channels and putting a whole lot of information. You can watch 10 videos and now decide that, okay, when it comes to this point, I'll pick Ajele's own. When it comes to this point, I'll pick Fafa's own. When it comes to this point, I think I'll pick this one's own. Start small. You don't need so much money to buy 2 olonka of corn to say I want to start making corn grits. Start small. Build yourself up. Build your shocks so that when the rainy day comes, you will be able to withstand all of it.
It's been so great having you on She Inspires. I won't forget these words. Start small, build your shocks, read, ask questions. And for anyone who's planning to start a business, I think these are some great insights you've shared. Thank you so much for being on She Inspires, and thank you for sharing your life with us and your business with us, how you made it and how you continue on this entrepreneurial journey. And thank you all so much for joining us on She Inspires. It has brought to us by Duffy's Health and Beauty, also Ajele Jewelry and Accessories. They make handmade, unique accessories. You want to check them out on their website. It's shopajele.com. Also Habien's Glam for my makeup. Check them out on Facebook. It's Habien's Glam. And 1610 Fashion for my lovely outfit. Check them out on social media. It's 16110 1610 Fashion. Duffy's Health and Beauty, also find them on Facebook at Duffy's Organics. Thank you all for joining us in another wonderful edition of She Inspires. We're back with more. I am Jennifer Jessica Danquah.